My name is Evelyn Hilbert, and today I will be showing you a PowerPoint presentation. I will be going over my objectives as well. My PowerPoint presentation is basically going to cover how the ICD-10-PCS code is structured, the structure is formatted, and how many characters are involved. I will also discuss details about each character, 1 through 7, in the ICD 10 PCS code, as well as the chapters in the ICD 10 PCS codebook. I will also be discussing a scenario, and I will also include the appropriate ICD 10 PCS code. And lastly, I will explain how a coder can use the PCS codebook manual to build the appropriate code. So our first slide, as I mentioned earlier, is going to cover how is the ICD-10-PCS code structure formatted and how many characters are involved. The ICD-10-PCS code set has 7 characters. The characters can be numbers or letters, and each character has a specific meaning. The letters O and I are not used as they can easily be confused with numbers 0 and 1. The next slide goes over the details about each character 1 through 7 in the ICD-10 PCS code. The first character is the section. This category, or this character, is represented by I would say a total of like 17 different sections. Procedures are divided into sections. So there are a total of 17. These include medical and surgical with a value of 0, obstetrics, value of 1, placement, value of 2, administration, value of 3, measurement and monitoring, the value of 4, extracorporeal assistance and performance, value 5, extracorporeal therapies, value 6, osteopathic, value 7, other procedures, value 8, chiropractic, value 9, imaging is letter B, nuclear medicine, letter C, radiation oncology, letter D, physical rehab and diagnostic audiology, F, mental health, letter G, substance abuse treatment, letter H, and lastly, new technology is letter X. For the second character, you're going to focus on the body system. Body system, this may include various body systems of specific sections, like the central nervous system of the medical and surgical section has a value of 0. Lower arteries is a value of 4, and mouth and throat is letter C. The next character is the third character, and that is known as the objective of procedure. This is also known as root operations, and it describes the reason for the procedure. Common medical and surgical objectives include repairing, which is letter Q, and excision, letter B. Fourth character is the body part. This is typically known as the anatomical site the procedure was performed on. For instance, a hand or a foot. And as an FYI, not all body parts have a character value, so sometimes you might have to use the closest body part to that body part. Sometimes that value may be used in some cases. The fifth character is how the procedure is performed. This is also known as the approach or the technique that is used to reach the site of the operation. There are 7 approaches that are through the skin, mucous membrane, and the tissue layers. So the approaches, they range from open to percutaneous, endoscopic, via natural or artificial opening, via natural or artificial opening endoscopic, via natural and artificial opening with percutaneous endoscopic assistance, and lastly, external. Devices left in place is the next character, the 6th character. Now, in ICD-10-PCS, character values are only used if this is applicable. So if there was a device that is placed during the surgery, then it is coded depending on the device. This can include graft and prosthesis, implant, simple or mechanical appliances, and electronic appliances. If a device is used during an operation and then removed, it is not coded. If there is no device, it equals to letter Z. Now the final character, or the 7th character, is the qualifier. Now the qualifier is used to provide additional information about a specific attribute of a code. For example, this is like if the procedure is a fusion and you want to identify whether it's posterior or exterior, this is how you would elaborate. The default value for no qualifier is letter Z. Okay, the next slide discusses the chapters in the ICD-10-PCS codebook. Now, for the chapters of the ICD-10-PCS codebook, I would say they don't really appear as chapters. They're more sections. So this includes the 17 different sections that I mentioned previously, such as medical and surgical, obstetric, and etc. So, making the medical and the surgical the largest section in the PCS codebook. Now, for my scenario, my objective was to create a scenario and include the appropriate ICD-10-PCS code. My sister Renee, she visits Dr. Leisure to have a procedure for a lesion on her right cheek. The documentation states the lesion was surgically removed externally using a scalping instrument and closed with dissolvable stitches. The appropriate ICD-10-PCS code for this would be 0HB1XZZ. For more details for my first character, I knew that she had this procedure done. It was surgically done. So that gave me the value of 0 for a medical and surgical section. My second character for my body system was letter H, which is for skin and or breast. For my third character, I have for my root operations, it was a removal, also known as an excision. So that has me at character B for the third character. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the body part, which is for character 4. For my body part, it was the cheek. So that came to a value of 1 for skin and of the face. For my approach, it was external. For the external approach, that just basically just says that it was, basically like a direct contact to the skin. Or the mucous membrane. And next, for the sixth character, I have no device. So the default value for that would be Z, letter Z. And then I had no qualifier, so that also is letter Z. And lastly, I will explain how a coder can use the ICD-10-PCS codebook manual to build the appropriate code. So when it comes to building the appropriate code, when using the ICD-10-PCS codebook, a coder should start by using the index to look up the objective of the procedure to obtain the first 3 of 7 characters for the code. So once the first 3 characters are established, you're then going to use the table section. The table section will help with assigning the values for characters 4 through 7. Each table displays 4 different columns, which include the body part, the approach, the device, and the qualifier. Each character must come from the same row on the table. There's no mixing and matching. And lastly, the coder should verify the official ICD-10 PC coding guidelines to ensure the selection of the code is accurate.